Yo people, LSM here, this time to talk about the limited Kirino Summer Kirino. Her banner is up right now and it's going away in 2 days, so if you want to pick her, don't waste your time. So let's talk about Kirino Summer. The game says that Kirino Summer is a main area damage character, and looking at her exclusive talent, we have swing switch model. What it does is that after using skill 2, Climax or Cross, Kirino will give a buff to everyone in the team that reduces the amount of damage they takes. This skill is very strong at early game before you have your impressive weapons and equipment at max level, so that you can beat Pandemonium and Void Expedition higher levels than your characters, because damage reduction is very strong when you need to survive. But after you have everything max level, well built, this talent is not that good. I don't know what the cap is, but I think it's 70.5% for level 100. Not sure, I never saw someone posting their Kirino's talent, so sorry guys, I don't say what the max is. Now let's talk about her talents, her stats. Kirino Summer have 1971 attack of 2000 that she could get, so she have a very high attack, only 29 below the cap at her launch. And for speed, she have 501. Her speed is very decent. She can be fast with a fast support and can be very slow with a slow support, so being at 500 threshold speed is one of the best speed that a character can get. Now let's talk about her skills. First, skill number 1, 0 skill point, area damage. She have the standard value for skill 1 with 160 at max level. Not special, the only problem is that Kirino doesn't activate her exclusive talent when she uses skill number 1. For skill 2 we have a 3 skill point single target crit up skill. She have a slower damage than standard 3 skill point, because after damage she buffs herself by 20% for crit rate. So after using skill 2 she have a very good chance of critting the next attack. And for her Climax skill, we have a 12 Climax point area damage that have the standard value of 12 Climax point of 1053 damage. One thing to note about her skill is that it's not is said that it's full away, but it's actually a split skill. The first 6 hits of her Climax skill are split damage, so she doesn't lose that many damage on less than 3 enemies, which is kinda good to know because it can be useful in some situations. Now let's see her animations. Her skill number 1 is one of my favorites, probably my favorite skill 1 in the entire game. Yeah, it's a very well animated. My favorite in the entire game. Now for skill number 2. As you can see here, she got herself 20% crit rate from her skill buff, and her exclusive talent gave everyone damage reduction. Now let's see what her Climax do. This is her Climax skill with 3 enemies. Excuse me game, could you please not die on me? Well, the game just died on me. So now for her Climax with only 1 enemy. As you can see here, the first 6 hits go to the same enemy. If you remember from last time, the here and front enemy took the first 6 hits, and then everyone started taking AoE damage. So when you have less enemy, those hits got to one enemy or two. So it's like a split skill, but only the first 6 hits of her skill damage. Now for her cross skill, Summer Kirino only have 2. First, she have one of Mikoto that deals 351. Sadly for her, this is the lowest value for skill point that doesn't have any gimmick can get. At max level it only does for 420, where normal 4 skill point are 460. And her second skill is with Lifa. 4 skill point front single target damage. It has the standard 285 damage of single target skill. But as we know, Lifa have average low attack, so don't expect the same value of damage on other high attack cross skills. First, let's see Mikoto cross skill. As I said, 421 instead of 460, so she have a low damage on her skill. Now for her Lifa cross. For skill point, front damage, standard value of a front skill or single target skill. I wanted to understand Japanese because they talk about their brothers, but sorry, I don't understand the Japanese to explain to you what they are talking about. Now let's talk about her Awakens. So for Awaken 1, crit damage of Climax skill is increased by 20%. This is probably the strongest Awaken 1 buff that you can find in the game. The only problem is that Kirino wasn't a very good DPS, but with her Elementium just changed her power. But still, 20% crit damage is crazy. Now for Awaken 3, her skill 2 gets a 12% damage rate, which makes it get to 283 damage, so it's a little weaker than the standard 3 skill point and have her buff. It fixes some of her single target damage, but it isn't that impactful. Now for Awaken 5, skill 1 can also trigger her exclusive talent. This is absurdly crazy for PvP, and if you are a new player and also a whale, it means that you can use the standard 3 skill point single target and 3 skill point heal, where Kirino only uses her skill 1 for the effect, so gives her some versatility when you are beginning the game and a PvP god status. Probably she is the strongest PvP character because characters that give damage up are banned from PvP. Now let's talk about her Psyche. She have the Summer 1 Psyche, and the first illustration are the 2 summer characters we got on year 1, and illustration 2 we have probably the characters of Summer 2. We got Summer Ako, and maybe we will get Summer Yukina on a few days, maybe next month. So for the stats, she have a very strong Psyche with attack, final damage and crit. The problem is that since this came on day 1 of Psyche, it have very low stats compared to what you could get. If it was today, this would be 12%, 6%, 4% and 6%. But still, one of the best Psyches in the game. The only problem is that his stats is outdated. So maybe with Summer 2, event of Summer 2, they get a new Psyche to use with the same stats but at least double this amount. Please, very good Psyche. Now people, let's talk about her Elementium. She got together with Mikoto. So, I don't have the materials to unlock it, but still. Kirino's urging. Kirino will heal an ally with the lowest HP by a certain amount. He can get to 30%. This makes her, forces her as the goddess of new players. After she uses her skill, she will heal the character by a percent of her attack. This heal is free, it goes to single target, it's a very good effect. So using her Elementium, your healer will have a easier time healing your characters, which improves her being the best newbie character in the game. For her Elementals, here I have it maxed, a mage of it maxed. So as I said, at max level it gets to 30% of her attack. So if she have, let's say, 10,000 attack, this is a 3,000 heal for free, which is very good. But for more meta stuff in the game, you want to change to Emanation, the damage elemental that you get for free when you don't want to use the exclusive. So for her effect number 3 on her Elemental, she have Otaku in Disguise, needs Reflection and Reflection to unlock, so you need to open these 2 slots, so 3 souls at minimum to unlock it. When Kirino uses her Climax skill, she gets a damage rate, this is important, it's not damage up, it's damage rate of 5.40%, and takes effect on her first Climax use, which is very strong. With this multiplier and 3 summer characters, she have the same Climax damage as Alice without Alice's Elemental, which is very strong, very good. Now for the other 2 effects, we have first 1 once, belief in trait, so you need to unlock a generic to pick it, so 2 souls at minimum. At the beginning of the battle, if you have 2 or more Sweet party characters, including Kirino, she will get 1 Climax point every turn. So what are Sweet party characters? If you go here on your character list, you can go in filter. Below everything, we can select Sweet Berry, and we can see that we have 4 characters for now: Summer Ako, Summer Mikoto, Sweet Mikoto, and Summer Kirino. So if you have Kirino and her Elemental and one of those 3 characters with her in your team, she gets 1 Climax point every turn, which is kinda nice, helps well with her next effect. Now for her effect 2, we have Modeling Time, Vocation, Trait and Reflection. This one you can pick with 1 soul to unlock Reflection, and reduces her Climax cost by 2 Climax points. So her Climax becomes 10 Climax points, which is very strong because if you pick everything, she have Alice's Climax at only 10 Climax point cost, which is very nice. And remember that her Awakens one gives her Climax skill more crit damage, so she can do crazy damage with her Climax. It's a very strong buff for her. Now people, what I will say here right now is something that you need to watch Mikoto's video, Sweet Mikoto's video, to understand, and maybe some miracles too, but it's about the thing that you can do with the 3 summer characters. We have this thing right here. It's one of the strongest things you can use on AoE Decrepit Dream, using Mikoto's Elemental, Ako's Talent, and Kirino's Elemental with 6 Climax from Kirino, and Mikoto spamming cross buffed by her Elementium, while Ako uses Shiro Alice to buff Kirino's damage. It is not the strongest thing because Alice's version is the best thing that you can use, but this is the most consistent thing that you can get because Mikoto gives crit rate to everyone, and since Kirino doesn't use her exclusive talent, she can get crit rate talent for herself, but it's just very expensive. First, you need Ouroboros to be Awaken 5. Let's make it. You need Ouroboros to be Awaken 5 because you need the extra skill points that you get. You need Mikoto full Elementium and maybe Awaken 5 to more crit rate. You need Alice support Awaken 3 because you can't afford 60 skill points on her skill, so you need her Awakens to reduce that cost. You want Ako Awaken 5 for her books, but it's not necessary. It's a good thing to have, but you don't need it for it to tend to work. And you need Awaken 1 on Kirino for her Climax damage. The thing, I don't have any image of someone that used the thing and tested it because everyone that I know don't have enough for 2 elements at the same time, don't have enough materials, and it's a very heavy investment for a team that can't beat Alice's version. But still, if Kirino Summer have something maybe better than Ako or better than Mikoto's to boost this team, even this team damage, it could go crazy. Maybe it will lose its consistency, but it have potential to beat Alice's team on the Decrepit Dream AoE. And that's it, people. What I have to say about her is that Kirino is god tier for new players. It's the best character that you can get. She's not farmable, but her talent of damage reduction can carry you very well at the start of the game when you are going through the levels and building your Void Expedition and Pandemonium teams, because she helps you survive very well and have good skills. And for endgame players, if you have enough for her Elementium, she can be a very strong character to use with her Summer Team. It's actually very fun to use, even if I can't make it work at 100% because I don't have their Elementiums. It can hit very hard. We did the math. I did the math with some friends, and she probably can hit more than Alice with her Climax. The Summer Team is actually very strong collection of buffs. So if you are a whale and want to build that team, you have some fun and you'll not need to worry about critting on AoE Decrepit Dream, but be aware that you will not beat Alice's team of someone that looks like it every crit in her run. So that's it, people. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.